Ever wonder why some people seem to age like fine wine, stronger, sharper, and more active with every passing year? You know the type: 75 years old, still running marathons, mentally alert, emotionally balanced, and full of life. What's their secret? Well, it turns out that it's not just luck or good genes. According to Dr. Eric Topol, a world-renowned cardiologist and longevity researcher, aging well isn't a mystery. It's a strategy, and his take on healthy aging might just flip everything you've assumed on its head. So, what are these secrets? Let's walk through them, one at a time, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for the last one. First, let's bust a myth. Aging doesn't mean decline. Before we get into the heart of Dr. Topol's longevity formula, let's clear something up. Most of us are conditioned to believe that aging automatically means slowing down, getting weaker, and losing memory or independence. But that's not the full picture. In fact, researchers have discovered something called super-agers, people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s who have the brain power, energy, and heart health of someone decades younger. And these super-agers have one thing in common. They don't leave aging up to chance. They follow habits that protect their body, brain, and social life, the three pillars of what Dr. Topol calls super-aging. Let's break them down. 1. Body, fitness that fuels longevity. Dr. Topol emphasizes a truth that science has been shouting for years. Your body is the foundation of aging well. But here's the twist. It's not just about hitting the gym or doing cardio. According to him, movement is medicine, and it doesn't have to mean an intense routine. Want the most bang for your buck when it comes to physical health? Walking? Yes, walking. Dr. Topol points out that simple walking, even as little as 30 minutes a day, can reduce your risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia. Resistance training. This includes bodyweight exercises, weightlifting, or resistance bands. It's not just for muscle tone, it actually improves metabolism, supports hormone function, and prevents frailty. Balance and flexibility. As we age, falls become a serious threat. Simple yoga or balance exercises, think, standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, can go a long way. And if you're thinking, I'm too old to start now, don't. Research shows that people in their 80s can still build muscle, gain endurance, and boost brain health through moderate movement. The takeaway? You don't need to train like an athlete, you just need to keep moving consistently. 2. Brain. Cognitive fitness is just as crucial. What good is a strong body if your mind starts to fade? This is where Dr. Topol gets even more fascinating. One of the biggest predictors of long life, he says, isn't just heart rate or cholesterol, it's brain function. That means staying mentally active is just as important as hitting your step count. So how do you keep your brain sharp? 1. Mindful stress reduction. Chronic stress is brain poison. Practicing mindfulness, meditation, or even deep breathing can preserve memory and boost mental clarity. 2. Lifelong learning. Whether it's picking up a new language, learning how to play the guitar, or taking online courses, keep your brain challenged. 3. Tech as a tool. Dr. Topol highlights how smart use of technology, like brain training apps or digital puzzles, can help older adults stay mentally agile. 4. Deep sleep. This isn't just about feeling rested. During deep sleep, your brain clears out toxins linked to Alzheimer's and dementia. Social connection is deeply tied to cognitive function. That brings us to his third secret. 3. Connection. The underrated longevity superpower. This is the part most people ignore. While we all focus on diet and exercise, Dr. Topol stresses something equally powerful: human connection. Surprised? You shouldn't be. Science now shows that loneliness is as deadly as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Isolation increases the risk of dementia, depression, and early death, while strong relationships protect your brain, heart, and immune system. So what can you do? 1. Intergenerational bonding. Studies suggest that older adults who spend time with the younger people, like grandchildren or mentorship roles, show stronger emotional well-being. 2. Nurture your inner circle. Make time for friends, family, and neighbors. It doesn't have to be deep conversations every day. Even light social interactions count. 3. Join communities. Book clubs, walking groups, volunteering, religious groups, or even online communities keep the social circuits firing. According to Dr. Topol, the power of community isn't soft science. It's hardwired into our biology. We thrive when we're seen, heard, and valued. Why these three pillars work together, not separately. Here's the magic. None of these pillars work in isolation. Movement fuels better sleep and lifts mood. Learning new things sharpens your brain and opens social doors. Connection reduces stress, which protects your body and mind. When you nurture the body, brain, and relationships, they create a synergistic effect. Each one amplifies the others. That's the formula for what Dr. Topol calls it super-aging. And guess what? It's not just theory. There's growing evidence that this trio lowers your risk of heart disease, Alzheimer's and dementia, depression, chronic inflammation, falls, and fractures. In fact, people who live past 90 with full mental function almost always score high in these three areas. Liking this so far? Subscribe now and let's keep going. Let's not forget, food is information for your body. Dr. Topol isn't a nutritionist, but he emphasizes that your food choices are biological signals, not just calories. A diet rich in whole, plant-based foods like leafy greens, berries, nuts, olive oil, legumes, and fatty fish is associated with reduced inflammation, better brain health, and longer telomeres, those DNA-protecting end caps tied to aging. This mirrors the famed Mediterranean diet, consistently linked with longer lifespans and lower chronic disease rates. But here's the twist. It's not about being perfect. It's about eating with intention. Add one brain-loving food to your plate, like a handful of walnuts or some blueberries. Small changes make a big difference over time. The science of super-agers, what sets them apart? Researchers studying people in their 80s and 90s who perform like 40-year-olds cognitively found surprising patterns. They don't just maintain brain function, they seem to resist decline. Here's what many of them do consistently. Stay curious and always learning. Maintain active social lives. Have strong daily routines. Engage in mentally challenging tasks like reading, puzzles, or music. Practice positive thinking and gratitude. Dr. Topol highlights that attitude matters. People who expect to stay vibrant and act like they will often do. But wait, what about genetics? That's a smart question. You might be thinking, well, longevity must run in your blood. My parents didn't live long, so what chance do I have? Actually, there's good news. Dr. Topol says genetics only account for about 20 to 25% of how we age. Surprised? The rest, a whopping 75 to 80%, is influenced by something you can control, epigenetics. That's the science of how your environment, habits, and choices affect how your genes behave. In short, your DNA may load the gun, but your lifestyle pulls the trigger. That means even if you didn't inherit longevity genes, your daily actions, how you eat, sleep, move, and connect can significantly rewrite your aging story. Whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or already retired, it's never too late to start. Super aging isn't reserved for a lucky few. It's a path open to anyone who's willing to show up for their future self. Don't underestimate the power of rest and reflection. One of the most surprising longevity habits, stillness. People often think longevity means staying active 24/7, but recovery, mental, emotional, and physical, is essential. In fact, sleep deprivation is linked to everything from memory loss to heart disease. Dr. Topol highlights how consistent quality sleep is a pillar of aging well. And it's not just about hours slept, it's about deep, uninterrupted rest. He also points to mindfulness and stress management as powerful tools to protect the brain and heart. Set a digital sunset. Turn off screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Replace it with a book or simply sit in silence. This single act can improve your sleep and reduce mental fog. Then comes sleep, the underrated pillar of longevity. Sleep isn't just downtime, it's prime time for healing. Many people assume older adults need less of it, but that's simply not true. In fact, quality sleep becomes even more critical as we age. While you rest, your body gets to work, repairing damaged cells, flushing out brain toxins, including the ones linked to Alzheimer's, balancing hormones that control hunger, stress, and energy. Dr. Topol stresses the importance of good sleep hygiene, which means no screens an hour before bed, maintaining consistent sleep-wake times, even on weekends, and keeping your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Want an easy hack? Step outside for a short walk in the morning sun. Natural light early in the day resets your internal clock, helping you fall asleep faster and get deeper, more restorative rest at night. It's simple. Better sleep equals better aging. Stress, the silent killer. Here's something most people overlook. Chronic stress doesn't just mess with your mood, it accelerates aging. How? Through inflammation. When stress becomes your default setting, your body stays in fight or flight mode, pumping out cortisol and other stress hormones. Over time, this creates low-grade inflammation that quietly wears down your brain, heart, immune system, and even your skin. That's why people in long-living cultures like those in Okinawa or Sardinia prioritize daily relaxation. It's not just tradition, it's medicine. They nap, they sip tea with friends, they take slow walks after dinner, they pray, they meditate. These habits aren't luxuries, they're protective routines. Dr. Topol encourages everyone to find their own version of this, whether it's yoga, deep breathing, journaling what you're grateful for, or simply sitting in nature. Just 10 mindful minutes a day can make a difference. You don't have to book a spa retreat. You just need to pause, breathe, reset. Your nervous system and future self will thank you. The mindset shift that changes everything. Lastly, Dr. Topol, who's still going strong in his 70s, believes that the most powerful change anyone can make is believing aging can be positive. Too many people view aging as a steady decline, he says, but it doesn't have to be that way. Modern science proves it. Your brain can grow new cells, your heart can stay strong, and your purpose can deepen with age. It's not about denying time, it's about owning it. Final thoughts. In a world obsessed with shortcuts, Dr. Topol's message is quietly radical. The most powerful health solutions are free, accessible, and already within your reach. You don't need fancy tech, expensive supplements, or rigid routines. What you need is commitment to small, meaningful choices every single day. So next time you wonder if longevity is only for the lucky or the wealthy, remember this: a longer, healthier, sharper life isn't a dream, it's a decision. If this sparked a new perspective, share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment, save it for later, and start building your super aging lifestyle today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.